got the target on their head in the first 4 to 6 rounds of this 2026 campaign because of their achievements last year. They're the scalp that everyone wants to take. Preston had all intentions last week, but obviously a good result there as Jack Morgan gets us underway.
So here we go. Friday night action in Chanel NPL Victoria Men's. Oakleigh hosting Heidelberg.
Crucial touch from Ford. There was plenty of yellow jerseys in that 6-yard and 18-yard box itself. So crucial interception in the first corner of the night.
Dow will take it. He's got McGowan as the short option. Takes the short option. Humbert will swing it in from a bigger angle, and it was nearly there for Duarte. He was stooping in low, pretty close to Thomas Manos, but midfield to find Fulton. And again here for the string puller in midfield for Heidelberg. Collins steers it away for McGowan. Oh, Diaz. He's working hard now, working like a pit bull for Oakleigh. He works it in field to Guest. Steers it on to Labib. Just a little wide. Cuts it back. And Souza was there at the front post. Had the angles all worked out, Yaron Souza. But a good...
It worked wonders.
Still looking for his first goal in the league. Labib coming across from WA. Olympic Kingsway boy. Souza rakes another one out to Dow. Yokokawa. Inward to Humbert. Takes the shot himself, Humbert. Forces the save from Manos. The rebound from Duarte. Off target and a little light, and Manos could recover. What do they call it? A bus stop formation in a row. Sent high by Humbert. Easy for Strong. Right on his head, the midfielder for Oakleigh. Bit of body work. Let go by the referee. Play goes on. Can he set himself here with a shot? Duarte, he did. Just got it away, and there was a slight touch. Another corner.
I like the bodywork there from Fletcher Fulton. Not giving an inch on his opponent there against the Oakleigh Cannons, and that's the sort of effort that Johnny A.
Goes up on the near side. Well, they're just trying to force something here at Oakleigh, aren't they?
They are. It's just they haven't had too much possession, or effective possession, I should say. It's pretty much been Heidelberg in the opening 20 minutes or so, but it's just, I think... If Oakleigh can try and speed up that transition a little bit more, as I said before, they might actually break the lines a bit easier. I think what they're doing is actually allowing Heidelberg just to set up, and that's exactly what Ben Collins and Ryan Lethlean would want. That slow play, they can dictate the defensive shape, and they move so well that when they do that transition. So it's one thing that Chris Taylor will have to identify.
Yellow shirts streaming forward again. Humbert over to McGowan. Back to Humbert, who continues the run. Can he get the ball in? He does, and it's in for Heidelberg. Fletcher Fulton tucks it in from career, and it was coming for Heidelberg. After 21 minutes, it's the Burgers who lead 1-0.
And you'd love to see a left back getting forward into the attacking formation, and the reward is there for Fletcher Fulton. He, moments ago, set up some applied pressure from a challenge. It was a strong challenge too, and it resulted in the corner. But again, this pressure that Heidelberg just put on Oakleigh Cannons in the first 21 minutes, it's been quite relentless, really. And again, that's probably just a pressure breaker, the goal and the touchline. But again, Oakleigh just wanted to get numbers back behind the ball, not even worrying about what areas or what zone that they're marking.
Trying to keep the pace high here, Oakleigh. Steering it forwards, working hard. Here is Hampson running in. McGowan getting back for Heidelberg. Cleared off by Lethlean. Halfway through the first half. Oh, bad giveaway potentially here from Oakleigh. Good mount to something here for Nico Duarte. Heidelberg up 2-0. Errors at the back from Oakleigh. Only 25 minutes in and already starting to fall apart for Chris Taylor's men.
So costly. Just, that's not what you expect from a side like Oakleigh Cannons. So experienced at the back with Jacob Tratt. Years of A-League experience. Jordan Hall as well. Plenty of top flight level.
And fitness is the other thing as well for Heidelberg. They played so much football at the back end of last year that they didn't really have much of an off-season. What would it have been for some of these players? Maybe a month or so, not a lot, compared to the other teams in the league.
And that was a lot of talk over the Christmas break. They only had about 3 or 4 weeks off, what I believe, and a lot of fans across the league were saying that Heidelberg...
Opening for Oakleigh. Over the crossbar from Liston Diaz at the edge of the area.
And that was that.
Victoria football be training as much as Heidelberg with the same or similar kind of program.
Oh, look, South Melbourne are training quite a bit, given the size of their squad and their commitments with the OFC Pro League as well at the moment. They're doing a fair bit of training as well, but most Chanel NPL Victoria clubs are doing at least 3 nights a week plus recovery.
Forwards for Labib. Nearly across the face from Labib. Yeah, Diaz there at the back post. It was just a few aggressively. So much so that's just a little bit to sort out here for Jack Morgan. Some mistimed challenges. Fulton and Duarte, the goal scorers for Heidelberg in this first half after half an hour. Heidelberg working it forward to Duarte on the angle. Cut back first time. No one there for the Burgers. Labib mops up. Dow trying to chase him down. He's done well. Choctaw sends it back in. Here comes another one for Heidelberg. Duarte again with the brace. 3-0 for Heidelberg after half an hour. And again, errors at the back for the Cannons.
Another mistake. Another Duarte goal. And I tell you what, that was
some ragged passes being played now. Weaving his way through the traffic coolly is Nico Duarte. Now Choctaw. Duarte. Spots McGowan on the right wing. Wastes no time to get it in on the left, Jay McGowan. Duarte again, he's on a hat trick. Here's Yokokawa.
Opening rounds, they've had some big results. Some people say they've had a favourable draw to start the season, but at the same time too, you've got to get points against who you play. So it's been a good start.
And that Gully South clash is first v last on the table. Yokokawa infield to Duarte. Here's Dow taking up a central area. McGowan will go first time.
Scored out tonight over at Green Gully Reserve. So it's only 2 games over in Honiara in the Solomon Islands for South Melbourne this week. So I know the likes of Marko Jankovic and whatnot haven't travelled. Same with Sebastian Pasquale and Bernardo. So not that they're disrespecting that OOC Pro League, but it's a chance to just have a bit of a breather for some players.
Ford picked off by Lesionis. Puts it into the path of Duarte. Leaves it for Dow. Tees it up. Narrowly misses. Not far away, though. Into the back post. Diaz tried to backheel it back into a central area. Heidelberg were there anticipating it nicely. Ford. Salmon away to Labib. Again, his cross doesn't really break the 18-yard box. Ford clunks it in long. Volley attempts from Hampson.
But really, the effectiveness of his delivery coming in that wide, it's not really delivering what Chris Taylor would want. And Alex Salmon has been really just a fish out of water in that 18-yard box. He's screaming for delivery, but he's just not getting it at the moment, especially on the right.
And at reserve, Chanel NPL Victoria. It's round 5, Oakleigh and Heidelberg, and the Burgers with a 3-0 lead out of half-time. Nicholas Duarte with the brace, and Fletcher Fulton having scored the game's opening goal. On the score sheet for Heidelberg, John Anastasiadis' men, a bit of a rout, really, to be honest, in the first half of the Oakleigh Cannons.
Hopefully, that just means a different approach from the Cannons.
He has actually made 2 changes. Chris Taylor, Brodie Boyce has come on in defence for Jacob Tratt, and it's Cam McGilp who's come on as well in midfield, and I believe, I'm just trying to do my deductions here, it looks like Joseph Ford has gone off, and Labib is going to play right back. Kingsley Sinclair will play right wing. So it'll be a midfield duo of Cam McGilp and Campbell Strong. And Sinclair's gone into the attacking group.
Well, it had to happen. And unfortunate for Jacob Tratt, you can have as much experience behind you. Wow. And it's just an attitude thing, really. Johnny A would be driving that into his men week after week. And again, it's frustrating because it's basically that false impression that you've got the ball. So you can see Joey Gasswell, he's getting frustrated because he's got plenty of possession on the edge of the centre circle, but he's also got 10 men from Heidelberg in front of him to beat. Only, say, 6 of his own men in front because the back line aren't pushing on to support him. So it really is just that suffocation of possession.
O'Sullivan putting in a good shift again tonight for Heidelberg in his first season at the club. McGowan and Juratovic to his outside. Yokokawa looking for Duarte.
Yeah, and with those changes, Jordan, they've moved Marcus Humberg a bit more central into a more natural position, you could say, for the youngster. And I did like seeing him last year at the back end in the cup runs and in the final series when he got some room in the middle of the park is when he looked his most threatening.
Sinclair streaming. Hasn't had a lot to do tonight, Yaron Souza, but called into action for his first big save of the game. Got down low, parried it away.
You could forgive Souza for letting a goal in of that quality, but I tell you what, you're right, he hasn't touched the ball too many times, but when called upon, wow, what a save.
First big chance of the second half for Oakleigh. They did have the ball in the net once, but it was called off for offside earlier. Still 20 minutes plus stoppages to go.
It is that slows the play down because Oakleigh actually did decide to try and play it a bit earlier there, and they had a 3-on-2 situation on the left wing, and at least would have got him into a decent part of the park, I should say. And Jack Morgan pulling the yellow card out slowed it right down for him, and now they're sort of stuck where they have been most of the night.
Turnover, Duarte. Joseph Lee on the... Heidelberg aiming for what would be their third clean sheet of the season. Clean sheet last week against Preston and in the second round of football against Thunder. Guests couldn't split the gap. Lee gets away from Guests. Navigates around Sinclair. Keeps the move going here for Heidelberg. There's a chance. The flag's gone up.
Yeah, Joey Guest is definitely going to receive it.
Nearly for Heidelberg. Oakleigh will try and springboard forward now. Sinclair away to his right. Moved forward from McGilp to Diaz. And now Sinclair again. Stuttering around the edge of the box. Looking for Diaz. Hammered away by the Heidelberg defence.
Yeah, we just saw Labib just a bit reluctant to get forward in that last passage of play, and he does now. That he's just, in the last 10 minutes or so, he's really just sat back and consolidated, sitting in that right back role. More of a natural attacker. You want to see him getting forward, and the one time that he does get forward in 10 minutes, they get a chance. So I don't know if it's due to fatigue or an instruction to stay back, but they've got nothing really offering on that right wing. Sinclair playing out of position, more of a central play in a right flank role. You want to try and get numbers in that channel because it's starting to open up.
McGilp across to Labib again. Conceding just 25 goals in 26 games last year, which is incredible. Humbert. Here is Sardellis on for his first touch. Being pursued by Brodie Boyce. Guest goes backwards.
I think it's going to be an interesting week at training here at Jack Edwards for the Oakleigh Cannons, because I think Chris Taylor's going to do a bit of soul searching with what he does with his side going forward, because having called them last weekend against Melbourne City and again tonight, just something isn't quite gelling at the moment.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've got them as one of the sides that will make the final series come the end of the season.
Chance here for Oakleigh, and they will pinch a goal. They'll get one back, and it's Guests who taps it in on the line, gets it past Yaron Souza. They won't get the clean sheet tonight, Heidelberg, and Oakleigh have got one late.
And have a chat to Adam Juratovic when the ball goes out next, because that was a very intentional challenge, but really it was a bit of a nothing challenge in the end.
Here comes Labib again, gets it into the 18-yard box, defended by Heidelberg. Fulton sweeps it away. Boyce picks it up. Back out to Labib again. He goes down the line to Petheriotis. Not a lot of room out there for him to work with, but they've managed to wriggle away. Juratovic into Guest. Labib has to spin, turns, shoots. Deflection could have gone anywhere, but it was a solid touch from Ryan Lethlean. Puts it behind for another corner.
I reckon the ball was in play long enough that Jack Morgan's forgotten about the challenge, which is good for Adam Juratovic.
Variation on the corner comes in. They're all lining up there. There is the second goal. Brodie Boyce puts it in, and it's now 3-2. And all of a sudden, there are hairs standing up on the back of the necks of those on the Heidelberg dugout. Oh, no, who was that? Max Bassetto, who's picking himself up off the ground. I reckon his heart's racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour right now, Thomas Manos.
You're spot on.
Theo tries to thump it forwards. One back by Oakleigh. Go long, say the Cannons, sending all the numbers up. Blocking it off in midfield. It's high ball, let everyone race after it, almost like a rugby kick. Time is scarce, and that's not the right ball either, just a rush of blood. Souza has to be careful. And he probably played it pretty well, actually. Souza, very crafty. Oh. Don't do anything silly now.
There's absolutely nothing in that, and that's it's just frustrating.
No, it's pathetic play acting from Yaron Souza.
Yeah, it is. Not especially when you're up on the scoreboard. We just don't need to see it. He's had a great night, Yaron Souza, but honestly, it drives me insane seeing something like that.
Yellow carded, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Victory should be theirs now, Heidelberg.